about our using math for everyday tasks that I have enticed you to instruct for us. I think it's really important that folks have opportunity to learn some of those foundational skills for everyday things. What are some of the things that you see?
Well, when you think about it, stuff that you don't even, some of us just take for granted, but some of us are just kind of, don't know quite how to approach it. Like, am I going to have enough money by the end of the month? Can I afford to buy, how many times can I afford to go out for lunch?
Right.
And then you get out for lunch and it's like, okay, well, now how am I going to tip this? Exactly, is it, 15% of what? And, or in the grocery store,
oh man.
I love those grapes. I'm going to go buy me some grapes. And you get to the counter and it's like, you look at the price on the shelf, it's $3.99, but you get to the counter or the cash and all of a sudden, your bill's like $12 and it's like, that was per pound.
Right, or per kilogram.
Oh, exactly.
And what's the difference?
Yeah. And do I have enough money? That's so embarrassing if you have to put your grapes back.
Exactly. And I think too, I was really lucky. I'm not sure which. I'm not sure which. My mom was a pastry chef.
Oh.
So, but I know so many people who, being single, throw away food because they buy things. Yeah. And they follow the instructions, but they don't realize, well, that's for 5 or 6 servings.
Right.
So they're not sure how to change that so that they're not eating the same food
how
day
to
after
bring
day
a
after
menu
day
down
after day.
to only for 1 or 2
exactly.
people.
Yeah, for sure. So I think those things are really important too.
Yes,
and what I think happens, and I think, as everybody will attest to, I think very differently than most people. But I'm a real visual learner.
Right.
So I know for me, when I was in school, I had to learn math a little bit differently.
Uh-huh.
Because I didn't realize what a visual learner I am.
Hmm.
So I can do things in my head, but I'm still a long division type of gal, right? And tend to multiply things and figure it out that way. And I know everybody learns so differently.
Well, absolutely. It drives me nuts because I'm pretty good at math, but if you give me a question, I have to figure it out. And my husband, he comes from another country and his math skills, I think ours are equal, but he comes at the answer so differently.
Yeah.
And then I remember when my kids were in kindergarten and they were sorting bread tags, and the girls were consistently doing it differently than the boys. I don't know how that exactly happened, but it really made me realize everybody's coming at it from a different perspective, and we don't all learn the same way.
Exactly. And I think, unfortunately, especially if you're going to smaller schools, you don't necessarily have a math teacher that is truly a math teacher, but they might be capable of teaching math.
Yeah.
And often they only teach one way.
Yeah.
And if you're not able to learn that way, you're left behind.
Absolutely.
But pass through.
Yes. Consequently, the word math terrifies some people.
Absolutely.
They just don't want to have anything to do with it.
Absolutely.
And yet at the same time, they still want to be comfortable functioning,
Yeah.
and be more effective functioning. So leave the math word out of it and just figure out what do you need to do and how's the easiest way for you to learn how to do it.
Exactly. And I truly believe that many people are traumatized from their school years.
That's what I'm learning.
And I think it's so vital that everybody knows and understands that everybody learns differently. And that's what makes us humans.
Absolutely.
Right? And it's so I'm really hoping that folks engage with us in what we're trying to do and see that it's about your everyday lives.
Absolutely.
Right?
And I'm sure there's learning for us on, in understanding and learning how a particular learner wants to approach it. So they need to be just open and say, well, this doesn't make sense to me, or this is how it makes sense to me. And it's like, they're not the only one. There's other people around the room that have the same question, and it's a really common thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, so am I. I love math. I'm a bit of a unicorn. So.